And welcome everybody back to another episode of Wyatt's Hour, where today it is the 8th episode of Wyatt's Hour. Today we got a couple of things we're going to be talking about today. First thing we'll be talking about today is the San Diego Comic-Con that happened this past weekend, specifically some Marvel movies that have been announced for future movies down the road. We'll also be talking about the NFL training camps and what stories that you guys need to keep your eyes on as we go into training camp. Then we're going to be talking about what will be the future major segment going forward. We'll be talking about the summer box office. So for this, every episode until our last episode, we will be talking about the box office, telling you who's in the lead each week, what movies are coming out that week, and so much more. And then we got the MLB trade deadline. We got what roster moves are being made, what potential trade moves are being done. Then we will end the show today with a WNBA All-Star Weekend showcase, where we'll be talking to you guys about the 3-point contest, the up-and-coming stars showcase that they did, and the major All-Star game. So don't go anywhere. The weather outside today is a bit rainy. It's expected to be rainy and cloudy up until 3 o'clock. Then after 3 o'clock, it'll be sunny again. So as it's raining outside, you can continue to listen to me. I'll make sure that I have a lot of interesting things for you to talk to you guys about. So don't go anywhere. We will be back right after this music break. And welcome back from the music break. You were listening to Golden Hour by Jake. And now let's head right in to our first segment of the day, which will be Marvel Studios went to Comic-Con this weekend, and they had some pretty big announcements that they made. First announcement that they did, they spoke about Spider-Man Brand New Day, which comes out July 31st, 2026. And if you don't know much about it already, it's Tom Holland. He returns as Spider-Man, and this is after the events of the previous Spider-Man movie, where everybody's memory of Spider-Man got wiped. And the only person that doesn't remember, who remembers Spider-Man, is Peter Parker himself. And he had to do that so that no other villains from other alternate universes could come in and try to take him down. And so we got Brand New Day, and based off of what I've been hearing, it's going to be a really good movie. I've seen the trailer. Trailer looks amazing. I like how there's a lot of unexpected. It's Peter Parker for the first time is actually experiencing depression, and like he doesn't know what he wants to do. And it's actually a really good thing, because it makes it feel more real. And I would say the main focal point is they emphasize on the Hulk. Because the Bruce Banner, he's now a teacher, and he tells Spider-Man, if you don't see this device on my arm, like, run. And because he's been able to suppress Hulk for so long that once Hulk comes out, he's going to want to destroy everybody. And in the trailer, it shows that Spider-Man is going to have a brutal battle with the Hulk. And I'm really excited to see that. I'm really excited to see how they go with Peter Parker going forward. Will this be the last we see of Spider-Man, or will this Spider-Man movie set up events for Doomsday? Then we have the main, what I just said, Avengers Doomsday, which comes out this year, December 18th, 2026. It will, Robert Downey Jr., he was the man who played Iron Man. But since Iron Man is no more, he is now coming back to play as Doctor Doom. And let's just say I've seen the trailer for it, and it is insane. Like, Thor goes for a strike on Doctor Doom, and he stops Thor with 2 fingers. Like, Doctor Doom is so powerful. He basically has gotten himself ready for any situation possible. And that's what's going to make this movie interesting. We're going to see, can the Avengers defeat Doctor Doom, which most likely they can't. And if they can't, what's next? And this will really be really interesting because you now have, as in seen in the trailer, members of the Fantastic Four and the X-Men are in this film as well. They're all taking on Doctor Doom. It's multiple people against just one person. But that just proves how powerful he is. How powerful Doctor Doom is, because it's going to take so many people to defeat him, or it's going to take somebody that's on his level that has the same amount of powers as he does. And it's really going to be interesting. We also have Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, which comes out June 18th, 2027. It will be the final chapter in the Miles Morales trilogy. There isn't much that we know about this movie yet, but as we get closer to the date, we'll see the trailer, we'll see information coming out of this movie. Or at least I haven't seen any yet. There may be some stuff online that talks about it already, but from what I could see, I didn't see any information on it yet. I did see that there is kind of a rumor that Marvel has Phase 7 and 8 already planned out. And I heard that one of the movies that they're going to focus on is doing a real life, like a live action of one of the Miles Morales movies, which will then introduce him to the Spider-Man universe and him ultimately take the reign of Spider-Man after Tom Holland. We also have Avengers Secret Wars that comes out in 2027. And this will follow the events. It will be the massive climax to the multiverse saga. And will follow the events after Doomsday. Which, it's really interesting that they only have two movies for Marvel coming out next year. I guess they're really focusing on quality over quantity, which is really... that is really important. You do want to have more quality than to just keep quality, just to keep pumping out movie after movie. And then the big meat of the bone that I'm gonna get into is it was made official that Ghost Rider will get its own movie in 2028, and it was officially announced that Ryan Gosling will be starring as Ghost Rider. Now, I'm a little bit old. I'm 21, but I remember Nicolas Cage being Ghost Rider and how massive that was. So I'm excited to see how Ryan Gosling is going to do as Ghost Rider. And that will officially come out in 2028. It will be the same director who directed Deadpool and Wolverine. If you saw how successful that movie was, wait until you see Ghost Rider. I'm really sure that it's going to be really, really good. We also have Black Panther 3, which officially comes out December 15th, 2028. Ryan Coogler returns to direct. David Johnson will now take over the role for Black Panther. As some of you might know, Chadwick Boseman, who was Black Panther, unfortunately died due to cancer, I believe. And so he wasn't able to live on the Black Panther legacy. So David Johnson will be taking the mantle. He will be the Black Panther for Black Panther fans going forward. Well, those were the two movies that were announced at Comic-Con that has a lot of people talking and has a lot of people excited. That is all for this segment for right now. Like I said, we talked about the upcoming movies for Marvel. I really wanted to touch on Ghost Rider and Black Panther, which we did. So when we come back, we will be talking about the NFL training camps and what stories you need to know heading into the 2026-27 NFL season. So we will be back right after this. And welcome back, guys. You are listening to Wyatt Hour here on HC Hawk Radio here at the Ybor City campus. And now it is time to talk about the NFL training camps and what stories you need to know heading into the 2026-27 NFL season. So, NFL training camps are officially underway across the league, with all 32 teams are reporting. This marks the official return of football season. And with the Hall of Fame game kicking off in preseason less than 2 weeks on August 6th, followed by 3 weeks of exhibition of preseason games, the timeline for roster decisions is incredibly tight. Now, we got the preseason and timeline roadmap. So for a Hall of Fame game, it will be the Arizona Cardinals versus the Carolina Panthers. The preseason is a three-week schedule, where from August 13th to August 29th is when preseason games begin. It will really get a chance to show the younger talent who aren't really starting. They'll have their chance to start in these games. You'll really get to see players who would normally not start in the regular season, who are starting and who will get a chance to start in the preseason, just to show everybody, do I deserve to be in this spot, or do I deserve to be on the main roster and deserve to start every week of the NFL season? We also have a roster cut down day, where teams must go from 90 men to 53 players by August 30th. What that means is you have 90 players on your roster for the preseason, but by August 30th, you need to have 53 players on your roster. The rest will either get cut or they'll be put in which is called a practice squad, where players who aren't really good enough or teams who don't have that much space for players on their final roster can go in practice squad, where you're practicing with the team, you're doing what it needs to be done, but you get called up. You can get called up anytime by either the team that you're assigned to or by another team. Another team could need a quarterback, for example, and a quarterback that's on the Buccaneers practice squad could get called up by, let's say, Chiefs, and they could sign with the Chiefs the next day. So if you're a practice squad player, you really have to be paying attention and really seeing when is it your time to shine. And the regular season will open on September 9th with a Super Bowl 60 rematch between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. And so, if you've been following the NFL, or if you're just starting to tune back into football, you might be wondering, who is my team's starting quarterback? Because there are some notable teams who are actually having quarterback battles right now who don't know who their starting quarterback is. And I will tell you who I would put as my starting quarterback if I was the head coach of this team. So we got the Cleveland Browns. They have a battle. It's actually 4 quarterbacks. This lists the major 2, but there's 2 more. So we got Deshaun Watson, who he used to be good when he was on the Houston Texans. And ever since signing with the Browns, the Browns had the worst contract, I think, ever. You sign a guy who he wasn't amazing. He was good, but he wasn't amazing, to a fully guaranteed $250 million contract for 5 years. And then scandals show up right after. All that I will touch on is there were some allegations that came up against him, and it proved to be true, and he had gotten suspended, or he hadn't played. And for the past couple of seasons, he's actually injured his Achilles multiple times. And this is his first season actually being healthy, actually having a chance to actually try and start for the team. But he has an upcoming quarterback who was ready to take his place, Shedeur Sanders, out of Colorado, who got drafted in the 5th round last year, who a lot of teams passed on him because of his attitude issues. And this is really going to see who's going to be the starting quarterback. If it were me, I would start Shedeur over Deshaun Watson any day. Deshaun hasn't played in over a year. And when he does play, he isn't the level that he used to be. So yeah, it's a tricky situation. I wouldn't start Deshaun. I would actually start Shedeur Sanders. But then you got a third quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, who actually started a couple games last season. Didn't do too well. He did okay, but he did good for a rookie, but not enough to have him be considered in this quarterback battle. So he's most likely getting third. And then we have a fourth quarterback who got drafted this year out of Arkansas, Taylor Green. He is at trouble of making the roster. He was drafted in the 6th round. From highlights that we've seen of him, he has been good, but he's not good enough to be a starter. He could definitely be quarterback 3, but I think one of these quarterbacks is getting either traded or getting released by August 30th. Then you have the Minnesota Vikings, which they have Kyler Murray, who was released by the Cardinals. He signed a veteran minimum with the Vikings because he's still owed money by the Cardinals. So the Cardinals will be paying his contract. So that means he doesn't have to sign a big contract elsewhere. So he signed with the Minnesota Vikings on a 1-year veteran minimum. He will be battling against J.J. McCarthy, who Vikings fans really don't like. Last season was really bad for J.J. McCarthy. It was his first full season starting, even though he got drafted 2 years ago. He had a season-ending injury, and this season he didn't really do well. There were times where he had a 30 passing rating. Like, he's not I think Kyler Murray's easily going to win this quarterback battle. And I could even see them moving on from J.J. McCarthy next year. Like, Kyler is, on paper, he's so much better than J.J. McCarthy. But Kyler also hasn't been the man that he once was when he got drafted first overall by the Cardinals. Like, he hasn't been the same since. And then we got the Las Vegas Raiders quarterback battle between Kirk Cousins and Fernando Mendoza. Now, Kirk Cousins was signed to the Raiders to start, but it's looking like Fernando Mendoza might be starting because he got a massive guaranteed deal for his rookie contract. So I'm thinking Fernando may be having a chance to start. But if it were me, I would go with Kirk Cousins. He's got the veteran experience there. You see how he does with the team. If he doesn't do that great, or if the team doesn't perform that great, the next week you start Fernando Mendoza, and you really get a chance to see how well does the team perform and how well are the coaches comfortable with which quarterback. Then you got the Atlanta Falcons. They have a battle, and it's a rare battle of the lefties, as both quarterbacks, Tua Tagovailoa and Michael Penix Jr., are actually left-handed. And same situation with Kyler Murray. Tua was released from his contract from the Miami Dolphins and signed a veteran minimum with the Falcons. And the Falcons needed a quarterback to at least do that have that competition with. And Michael Penix, from what we saw of him last year, he was good. He's not great. Like as time goes on, he'll be better and better. But it's only going to get higher and higher from here. But if he loses this quarterback battle to Tua, it's really going to make you question, because Tua is always known for being the most average. But if it were me, I would start Michael Penix, see how the team does. If they don't do that well, start Tua. See how Tua does it. We have other players to keep out for. Patrick Mahomes, after tearing both his ACL and LCL last December, he has been fully cleared, which is honestly really quick. It's extremely quick for somebody tearing his ACL and LCL. He is reportedly starting practice, and he feels stronger than ever, which is why he really wants to come back, and he wants to build his chemistry with Super Bowl MVP running back Kenneth Walker III. We also got Aaron Donald retirement watch, as he was spotted at the Los Angeles Raiders facility. He is now actively he's actively questioning if he should come out of retirement and chase another ring with the Los Angeles Rams. He is a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year. He is 35 years old. So if he does come back, it'll be at most a 1 or 2 year contract. And Kirby Joseph, the safety for the Detroit Lions, defense received a massive boost as the superstar safety avoided the PUP, which means physically unable to perform list, and is practicing fully after a year-long knee injury. Now, we do have our coaching. We have 10 teams are coming into this season with brand new head coaches. 21 teams have new offensive coordinators, meaning over 60% of the league is learning a brand new playbook. And 14 teams have new defensive coordinators. So that is really interesting in itself. You have 21 teams having a new offensive coordinator. If you don't know what an offensive coordinator is, it's basically a coach who handles all the plays for offense, controls who starts, who sits, what game plan you need to go into this season, controlling what guys we need to get, head coaches are the guys who are running the whole team. So the head coach will tell the offensive coordinator, hey, we should start this guy over this guy, or I'm going to sign this guy, or we need to sign somebody. So he's like the director, the boss of both offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. A defensive coordinator, it's very simple. He runs the defense. He does the plays for the defense. He controls who starts, who doesn't, all of that good stuff. And then we'll look at two more players who are actually making their comeback. Travis Hunter from the Jacksonville Jaguars, who was selected. He's a hybrid, so he's what you would call a two-way player. He's a wide receiver on offense and a cornerback or a CB on defense. He is the player that everybody in the Jaguars camp is talking about. Management confirmed he will start at cornerback, but camp will reveal exactly how much they plan to use him on offense in multi-tight end sets. So he'll be on defense most of the time, but sometimes when the play calls for it, he'll be on offense. Then Malik Neighbors, wide receiver for the New York Giants, also avoided the PUP list, the physically unable to perform list. He is fully healthy and is ready for the Giants offense. And this will just be really exciting to see that players who were injured last year, now they're coming back and everybody's really excited for their team. So those are the training camp stories that you need to know. That's the end of our segment for right now. When we come back from our music break, we will be talking about the summer box office recap, about what has the box office changed from the last time we spoke, or has it stayed the same? See, we will be back right after this music break. And welcome back, everybody. You're listening to Wyatt's Hour here on HC Hawk Radio. And we are here at the Ybor City campus. It is a pretty rainy morning, but as we get later into the afternoon, it's supposed to clear up around 3 o'clock. So, we just got done talking about the NFL training camp. Now, we're going to be heading right into the box office recap. And we actually have somebody who actually overthrown for total money made this year. So, we have our top 10 box office films for this year. And Toy Story has officially overtaken Super Mario Galaxy. It is now the highest grossing film of this year. They are at $1.022 billion. Our second is Super Mario Galaxy is at $1.011 billion. Michael had just crossed $1 billion as well. So we have three movies that are already at over $1 billion. Which by those three movies alone, we're already at $3 billion made this year, and we're halfway through the year. The Devil Wears Prada 2 is at $690 million. Project Hail Mary is at $684 million. We actually have a Chinese movie who is actually risen up, and they have made $656 million. It is called Pegasus 3. It's a sports comedy film. It's a sports comedy film. Let me tell you a little bit about the plot. After curtain falls on the last buy-in block rally, Zhang Chai and friends return to their quiet lives, but the passion for racing in their hearts is hard to extinguish. The Mulchin 100 rally, in which many Asian countries are participating, is about to begin, and the Chinese team's boss, Bai Kuang, invites Zhengqi and Sung Yujing to put together a national team to represent China in the competition. And I could see why that's made $656 million. Because that sounds like a really good movie. It sounds like a really interesting movie. And we also have a brand new spot right on the board. Coming in at number 7 is The Odyssey. It is the biggest movie being talked about right now. It has made $640 million. And The Odyssey has a lot of heavy hitter actors in it. You got Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, Samantha Morton, Zendaya, and Charlize Theron. And let's just say Christopher Nolan has done it once again and has made a movie that is really popular. From what I've heard, he is known for wanting to do everything real. He hates CGI. Which, I don't know how you can do that with a movie like The Odyssey. But I guess it's really popular for a reason. And I've heard that the director, Christopher Nolan, is actually thinking about doing a horror film. Which, once he makes a horror film, rest in peace to all the horror film actors. Because he is going to somehow find a way to make the movie look real, be real without using any CGI, which is going to be really insane. Obsession remains on the board at number 8. And it has officially made $458 million. Minions and Monsters has made $411 million at number 9. And number 10, Backrooms has made $389 million, which is about to reach $400 million. We got a studio record here. With Toy Story 5, Pixar became the first animation studio to have 6 animated films alongside Toy Story 3, Finding Dory, Incredibles 2, Toy Story 4, and Inside Out 2. Each surpassed $1 billion in the worldwide box office. We also got some box office records for you guys real quick. Toy Story 5 became the 63rd film and the 17th animated film to gross $1 billion worldwide. Toy Story 5 surpassed Toy Story 4 as having the strongest opening in Japan at the box office for the franchise. The film became the highest grossing domestic film in the franchise, overtaking Toy Story 4. The Toy Story franchise became the 3rd animated film franchise after the Despicable Me and Shrek franchises to cross $4 billion with the release of Toy Story 5. The franchise also became the first animated film series to have 3 installments surpass $1 billion at the worldwide box office. And we got one more before the end of this segment. Michael has become the highest grossing biopic of all time, surpassing Oppenheimer, which was made in 2023. It has the biggest opening weekend for a biopic with 217 million gross worldwide. It also has the biggest opening weekend for a musical biopic. It became the highest grossing Lionsgate film ever, surpassing The Twilight Saga Breaking Down Part 2 and The Hunger Games Catching Fire. The film became the highest grossing musical biopic of all time, dethroning Bohemian Rhapsody 2018. The film surpassed The Passion of the Christ 2014 to become the highest grossing biopic domestically in North America. So, we got some pretty good records for Michael and for Toy Story. it just shows you that 2026, in my opinion, is the year for films. And it's been the best year for films so far. And there is upcoming movies such as Spider-Man, Brand New Day, which I can already tell you it's going to surpass $1 billion in box office sales. There is no way that it doesn't. You have that. You also have Avengers Doomsday this December, which obviously is going to surpass $1 billion. So that's 2 movies right there. You have a lot of movies that are going to make over $1 billion this year. And who knows, maybe some of the movies on the list here, like Project Hail Mary or The Odyssey, will reach $1 billion in sales as well. You never know. But, so that is the end of our movie segment for this episode. When we come back, we have the MLB trade deadline and what you need to know as it's coming up, what rumors that are taking place in the world of baseball. So we will be back right after this music break. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back from the music break. That was Save Your Tears by The Weeknd. I actually get the song title right this time, because last week when we played the song, I called it Blinding Lights, and it wasn't that. It was Save Your Tears. So, let's head right into the MLB trade rumors. On August 3rd at 6 p.m. is the deadline for the trade deadline, for all trades to be made official. After August 3rd, trades will no longer be able to go through. So, players traded now are vital because active players permanently swell from 26 to 28 players on September 1st. Now, here's the kicker. Most general managers will cluster the trades in the final 15 minutes, as they like to play what's called a high six game of chicken. They want to leverage the time for other teams. Hey, you want to trade for this guy? You got 15 minutes. Let's make a deal happen. And it really puts pressure on the general manager for the other team, because they really want that player, but you have 15 minutes to do it. So you're able to give up a lot more than what you would if you had a lot more time to think about it. So here are some names right now who are actually actively being shipped, who you could potentially see on other teams. We got the starting pitcher for the Detroit Tigers, Tariq Shabal. He is the best pitcher in baseball. It's a game changer. Detroit is heavily mulling offers, but a recent winning surge makes a trade less than certain. Your potential fits for Tariq are Dodgers, Orioles, or Cubs. If I was Tariq, if you want to win a championship, if you want to be guaranteed, go to the Dodgers. But if you want to have a little bit of a challenge, go to either to the Cubs or to the Orioles. We have C.J. Abrams from the Washington Nationals. This is a massive shocker, as the Nationals are openly listening to offers for the all-star shortstop, who leads all MLB shortstops in home runs. He is being linked to the Yankees and the Brewers. Then you have Luis Arias from the San Francisco Giants. He is a great contact hitter, is an impending free agent with the Giants falling out of the bubble. He is the most converted pure bat available. He's being linked to the Brewers, Mariners, and Phillies. Then you got Mason Miller from the San Diego Padres. Rumors are swirling that the San Diego might cash in their high-velocity closer while his stock is astronomically high. he's being linked to the Pittsburgh Pirates, Mariners, or the Yankees. Now we got the Yankees paradox while hunting for the high leverage bullpen, looking for the best bullpen arms and a right-handed outfielder. The New York Yankees are actively trying to unload reliever Camilo Doval. He has completely plummeted down on their team due to giving up brutal 1.018 OPS to left-handed hitters. The Pittsburgh Pirates are actively being aggressive. They're usually quiet, but have built an elite offense this season and are rumored to be among the most aggressive buyers in the league and are completely transforming the back of their bullpen. So they really wanted to get more pitchers and more closures so that they can have as much pitchers as much good pitchers as they can. And the Chicago Cubs, they have been ravaged by injuries. Jed Hoyer's front office has a clear mandate: buy pitching, and more pitching for both the rotation and the bullpen. So we got three teams who are actively looking for pitchers. Hunter Green from the Cincinnati Reds has returned from elbow injury and has looked completely unhittable. The Reds are intrigued to see if a team like the Los Angeles Dodgers will blow them away with a fortune of prospects to land him. Shai Langer's a brutal twist for the Athletics. A brutal twist for the catcher market. Rumors indicate the Athletics' standout catcher may miss the remainder of the season due to a sudden injury, freezing his trade value. Well, that is all that you need to know for the MLB trade deadline. News and rumors. There's a lot of teams that are actively trying to trade and are actively trying to get rid of some of their players in the hopes of being in the playoffs. Because right now, a lot of teams are in the middle, so a lot of teams are trying to get that last-second push, trying to get that last-minute push into the playoffs and try to win the championship, the World Series. So that is it for our segment. Once we come back from the music break, we'll be talking about our final segment of the day, which is the WNBA All-Star Weekend. So we will be back right after this break. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to Wyatt's Hour. Again, you are listening to Wyatt's Hour on HC Hawk Radio here at the Ybor City campus. We have our final segment of the day, which will be talking about the WNBA, or the Women's National Basketball Association. They had their All-Star weekend. They had their All-Star this weekend in Chicago. And it's just concluded. I'm going to be going over what happened and just some highlights about it. So we have the landscape. So we have the WNBA Live record held at McCormick Place. The official fan festival featured a record 34 corporate sponsors. For the first time ever, the league sold tickets to the public, drawing over 30,000 fans, cementing the WNBA as a major cultural and marketing force. The CBA leverage. This immense commercial success happened right before the collective bargaining agreement expires on October 31st. Players used the massive weekend viewership to push for a larger slice of the revenue, marketing the off-court business talk just as loud as the on-court play. We got some key events and stories that happened. We have the All-Star Game, which Team Spoon defeated Team Coop 129-122. Team Spoon was drafted by Teresa Weatherspoon. Came out on top against Cynthia Cooper's team, Team Cooper. New York Liberty star center Donquel Jones won game MVP, putting up a monster 22 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists. This game was actually hyper-focused on the friendly rivalry of the two fan vote-getters, Paige Buckers being the captain for Team Coop, and Caitlin Clark being the captain for Team Spoon, she got 5 deep three-pointers. Now we got the three-point contest. The defending champion Sabrina Loscu did not play, clearing the way for a wide-open battle. Dallas Wings rookie Azzy Fudd put up a flawless shooting clinic to secure the crown. Fudd's win perfectly cemented the hype of Minnesota Lynx rookie Olivia Miles, who was a lone rookie selected to the actual All-Star game. So rookies have actually been dominating this year with the WNBA landscape, and it just proves that rookies can be all-stars right out of the gate. And you have a player who won the three-point contest who will now could get more playing time and could get more eyes on the product because of her. Then we have the Kia WNBA Shooting Stars, a brand new event featuring 3 women teams consisting of 1 active pro, 1 WNBA legend, and one high school player. Team Washington took home the victory. A 17-year-old high school phenom, Gigi Banks, completely dominated the competition by burying a dramatic long-distance 4-pointer to steal the game. That is insane. A 17-year-old high schooler puts up a game winner. Gigi Banks definitely has a future in the WNBA for sure. Now let's go into some history that happened this weekend. I'm probably gonna butcher this name. Nakia Ojimike's legacy. During Saturday's game, the 36-year-old veteran scored 11 points to officially pass Maya Moore, who had 119 points, for the most total points scored in a WNBA All-Star game ever. Now she has 127 points. And that is all that we have for the WNBA All-Star weekend. So we had some history being made by Nikita having the most points scored in the All-Star game. We had a 17-year-old phenom who made the game-winning shot for Team Washington. And then you have for the three-point contest, you have rookie sensation Azzy Flood won, with Olivia Miles from the Minnesota Lynx actually being in the All-Star game. And speaking of All-Star game, Team Spoon wins 129 to 122 against Team Coop. So thank you guys so much for tuning in for our last segment of the day. We're going to be doing a short music break because it is close to that time. When we come back from our short music break, I will be giving you guys some fun facts of the day, doing a recap of what we talked about today. And so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned, because we'll be back right after this. And welcome back, everybody, to Wyatt's Hour here on HC Hawk Radio. So let's go over real quick about what we talked about today. We talked about the MLB trade deadline, talking about what players are potentially going to be on the move. We also talked about this Marvel San Diego Comic-Con news that came out, some of the movies that are expected to be released within the next couple of years. We talked about the biggest stories coming out of NFL training camps and telling you what you need to know for the upcoming football season. We did a recap of the top 10 movies from the box office this year, for this summer. Then we ended the show with the WNBA All-Star Weekend Showcase. And now, before I let you guys go, I want to give you guys a couple fun facts for today. So the day the King redefined television, the highest rated non-sports broadcast in American cable actually aired on this day. Over 33.1 million viewers tuned in to watch the live broadcasted autopsy of the famous 24-ton captive killer whale, the King, after a fatal incident at a theme park. The sheer volume of viewers actually overloaded the primitive cable grids of 3 major U.S. cities, causing brief localized blackouts. Today is the Bugs Bunny's birthday. The iconic cartoon character Bugs Bunny made his official fully formed debut on this day. He featured in the Warner Bros. Animated short film, A Wild Hare. This is the exact day the word first heard him utter his legendary line, "What's up, Doc?" The World Wide Web goes live in 3D. NASA chose July 27th to release its first fully interactive 3D mapping software of Mars to the public. Over 12 million people logged in the first 6 hours to virtually walk the Martian's surface, causing NASA servers to crash 4 times before midnight. And the shortest reign in royal history, 1930. During July Revolution in France, King Charles X signed his abdication papers on this exact calendar day. His son Louis Antoine became King Louis the 19th for exactly 20 minutes before he scrambled to panic and signed his own abdication papers as well. He still holds the official world record for the shortest reigning monarch in human history. And our last fun fact for today, the cosmic blue moon eclipse, 1870. A rare localized atmospheric anomaly over Eastern Europe caused the total lunar eclipse to appear vividly neon blue instead of the typical deep red or orange. Unprepared for the visual, superstitious local farmers in rural Romania abandoned their crops, convinced the sky was frozen, creating a temporary agriculture panic. So that was all of your fun facts for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for Wyatt's Hour. Can't believe we already have 8 episodes so far. I do want to make an announcement. August 10th will be the last episode for Wyatt's Hour on HC Hawk Radio. So tune in. We got 2 more episodes left. I've really enjoyed talking to you guys about the biggest sports and entertainment news. So let's make these last 2 weeks the best episodes of the season. So thank you guys so much, and I will catch you guys next week for episode 9 of Wyatt's Hour. Peace. Have a good day. Stay dry. Stay safe. See you guys back here on August 3rd. See you guys later.